Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Hugo, and today we're going to talk about the best dividend stocks for this week. And if you stay until the end, I'm going to talk about, starting from today, what's going to happen with the ETFs and why they are back into the game. So stay around. So for this week, what we have, it's for the fun with the ex-dividend date on the 17th of December with a 6.07% of dividend yield, which is quite high. And then we have Seagate Technology on the 22nd of December with a 4.09% of dividend yield. So now let's look into the graphs. In terms of market research for Vodafone, we don't have any information on eToro. We only have stats and graphs. The stats only give us the information about the dividend yield and what is the price at the moment. So we need to use other instruments to do a more deep analysis regarding Vodafone. So let's go. In terms of financial health, Vodafone is quite well. They have 29 billion of assets and 26 billion of liabilities. Besides the fact that we can see here that the revenue and earnings are not being good in the past 5 years, but financially they are quite capable to pay dividends and continue this way for the next upcoming years. The market sentiment is quite strong, has a buy, but let's see now this in a graph. So in terms of the graphs, we are almost approaching the values that we got in August. We are not quite close there. We may reach the 20 next year or in 2 years time. I'm assuming that's going to be a market correction on the next upcoming months. So I think this is going to drop. This is not actually a good time to buy this stock. For now, then, this is my own opinion. One of the things that I don't like about this stock is the fact they only pay twice per year, being that on February and on August. For Seagate, the market consensus it's around 44% and 38% on holds, but the target price it seems to be 33.33, which means that this stock is overpriced. And this actually confirms that the stock is overpriced in 11% or almost 12%. This is not due to the fact that the ex-dividend date is come to a close, but we are seeing all-time high in terms of markets, and we're still waiting for the market correction, which could be on the upcoming months. So Seagate in terms of financial health is much better than Vodafone. Vodafone has around 18 billion, and here we are talking about 4 billion in assets and 2.5 billion in liabilities, which a much lower business volume, but still give us a good dividend yield. And this confirms that this company is having earnings, positive earnings in the past 5 years. But although we see here quite of a difference in terms of market sentiment, here we have a big hold, maybe because we are coming to a close of the ex-dividend dates, and then we could have a big strong sell. So for this stock, if you compare in January, we are in the whole time high. We have around $64 with a support at 58. We could do a short for 60, but I'm not a big fan of shorts, using shorts, and I'm not a daily trade. I'm more investor, and for this at the moment I think this is not a good investment, because we may see a market correction on the next upcoming months, and probably going to lose around 12% on this stock. So let's wait and let's see what the next months are bringing to us. Comparing apples, I prefer this stock, beside the fact we have a lower dividend yield with a 4.35%, the other one is 6.25%, but here we're being paid on January, March, June, and in September. So we have seen the two stocks for this week and until the end of the year. And now let's go to the news. eToro has given us good news. We're going to have a Christmas present, which is reducing the minimum trade size from $500 to $50. And one of the examples is the CFDs, which before was 500. So I'm going to give you an example. In my case, I have XLE. XLE I can no longer buy as a ETF, so I only can buy now as a CFD, and before was 500, and now I can buy only $50, meaning that in case of my stock being too much negative, I can do some leveraging and buying small parcels until I achieve a positive number, and in 1 or 2 years sell with a good profit instead of selling without profit at all. Bear in mind that your broker may charge you fees since it's a CFD and you don't own this stock or this ETF. CFD is a completely different financial instrument that your broker has that allows you to buy stocks that are not in Europe, like for example XLE or SPY or any other kind of non-European stocks. If you live in the United States, you won't have this problem. And now let's look into the spreadsheet that I've created last video, since I've done some changes and we're going to look into it. One of the big changes that I've done on this spreadsheet, and I'm going to leave this link on the description, it's going to be when you do some bets, is going to have in consideration also the total amount that I have on my balance. So if I invest, that parcel of that money is going to be then invested on the new open trades that I have. So before I wasn't getting this balance in consideration, and now I'm having this balance in consideration on the calculator. One more change that I have done was create a tax. So we're going to have a tax of 30%. This is how much eToro charges per each US stock. Although I have some stocks here that are British and we don't get charged on those stocks, which is the case of ISF and Lumen, which are two British stocks that we don't pay any tax. But in this case I've put all in the same boat, and it was more easy to do the calculations, and this is only a simulation of how much I could win. So now I'm going to have my total month after tax and my total after tax. So in case I invest 1,000 euros, or let's say $5,000, not euros, because eToro works in dollars. So in case of $5,000, this is the amount of money that I'm going to receive. If you want to see more information regarding this spreadsheet, don't forget to look into my previous video. So I hope you enjoyed these tips for this week and for the end of the year. And since this is going to be my last video for this year, I'm going to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I hope to see you next year. Until then, guys, cheers and enjoy. Bye bye.